Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back again doing the May 2016 monthly tarot horoscopes for everyone with their ascendant and their moon in the lovely Krabby Pants Cancer. Just so you guys know, the outfit that I've got on here was really not by choice. I kind of just fell into it. Like, I was planning to wear, I have this, it's a strapless dress, and it's very floral. You can see it's a very floral rose print. And I was like, it got really cold here and really windy. And so I was like, what am I gonna wear over it? You know, I don't want to just wear a sweatshirt. That's what I did last time. People want to see something different. So I threw on this leather jacket, which I've never worn before in my videos. And I'm just going to kind of go with it and stick with it. It makes me look a little bit like Charlie's Angels. And, you know, this outfit, you know, you haven't seen on me before, but that's probably a good thing. So anyways, so yeah, so if you'd like to have a private reading, if you've never had a private reading with me, definitely email me, elizabetholson31@gmail. At this time, you cannot book a reading through my website, but definitely check out my website because it has all the pricing, payment information, policy information, more about me that you're gonna want to know prior to the reading. So my website is oracledaphne.com. All the information is down below this video, and yeah, let's just see what you guys get. Now, there's been a lot of the Three of Swords has come up for every single sign so far. So I feel like there's something going on in May that's causing some kind of major loss type or betrayal type elements to occur for everybody. So at some level, everybody's going to be feeling some, you know, sense of loss or some sense of betrayal or some sense of, you know, pain or suffering. And the thing is, this is the kind of thing that gets me really upset, because I want to see for everyone more happiness and joy and abundance in people's lives. Like, my goal for my clients is to get them to that place of, you know, peace, you know. And so the thing that, you know, gets me is when I see the Three of Swords, I start to worry about the energies, and in my mind, hasn't the planet kind of suffered enough? I mean, haven't we kind of gone through our, you know, earned our stripes, so to speak? So I don't know, message me, let me know what you think about that. You know, that's just how I feel. I feel like we've really had enough. Like, I feel like it's just been enough, like enough already. We don't need more of this energy. But I feel like maybe it's the universe's way of clearing things out, and maybe it's a way of, in a way, putting the final nail in the coffin, so to speak. I hate to say that, it's kind of part of the pun, because I feel like, again, the part of the loss thing may be like a death in the family or something like that too. But it's, to me, most people don't, not most people, but a lot of people don't leave a situation until, like, someone has betrayed them to the max, until, like, it is, like, it's cutthroat, it's out and out, like, terrible, it's war. Because people stay in situations longer for a lot of reasons, for financial reasons, for you know, the devil you know kind of reason. You know, it's better than being alone sometimes. And cancers are no stranger to staying in things for too long, or clinging on to things for too long. So I just feel like if you are going through something like this in May, know that this is the thing that's needed and necessary for you to accept the situation for how it is, and to move on from it. I haven't said that in my other videos, but I was kind of meditating on this a little bit yesterday and going, well, why would the universe put everybody through the same type of thing? And I just feel like it's to push people to that max point where they say enough's enough and that's it. Whereas before, maybe people would stay, maybe people would try to fix things, maybe, you know, so this is like that breaking point, I feel, for a lot of people. May is, in general. But I am going to see what's going on in the cards here. That's my little blurb about, you know, the energies in May for people. Now, the good news is you did not get the Three of Swords energy. You did get the Knight of Swords energy and what's coming in from the outside, but you don't have the the Three of Swords. I am going to start with the outcome, which is very Cancer-esque. It's the Four of Pentacles, and it's kind of just picking up where I left off with my thought about clinging on, okay? So the outcome is the Four of Pentacles, and again, this is for everyone with their Ascendant, Sun, or Moon in Cancer for the month of May 2016, okay? So we have this Four of Pentacles card here as the outcome, which... you know, the Four of Pentacles, as you can see, is a critter holding on tightly to these coins, okay? Now, I see the Four of Pentacles as being a situation also that someone, you know, you the critter, Cancer, the claw, is hanging on to. I do see it also as an Aries or Scorpio, okay? Male or female, doesn't matter. And it's because it's the outcome, it's just kind of hanging there, okay? It's just kind of hanging out, and it is sort of a dead end. There is nothing else that's really blocking you except, you've got this conflict, this Knight of Swords coming in from the outside, which is in this position, it's you trying to control things too much. It's you, like, wanting to be in total control of every aspect of your life, and like, by God, it's going to be done your way kind of thing, you know? And that's the hard part about this, this card in this position. It's conflict driven because you're trying to control it too much. I always give the example of, you know, I used to go into like the sandwich shop, and, you know, every time I ordered, like, just regularly, my sandwich would be fine, okay? Every time I asked specifically for, like, something special to be done to that sandwich, they would get it wrong every time. And so you don't want to control things. You're overly trying to control things. Sometimes you have to let go. And it's funny because the Four of Pentacles is the claw clinging on, not letting go. So in all aspects, with relationships, with regards to money, with regards to you know, to people in your lives, you know, husbands, children, you need to just kind of let go and let God, you know, give it up to God. Say, you know what, you know, I'm not going to be, you know, worried about this situation. You can say, I don't have to control this in order to have a positive outcome. You can let go, okay? That's the message that really wants to come through. And I'm getting a tingle on it through my leather jacket, which is really strong, okay? So, to me, it's just like, you can have things turn out okay without you controlling everything. Now, the Knight of Swords is, especially for you who are younger, the Knight of Swords is a Aquarius, Gemini, or Libra male, okay? But it can also be the Cancer or Scorpio male, too. It can be female, you know, for those of you who are Cancers, you know, with maybe some Scorpio or some air in their chart. This is you being really, really fierce. Being very determined to get what you want. The thing is the Knight of Swords gets what they want, but they have to fight for it, okay? There is that element of control, though, which I have seen it, especially in this position. It's wanting to control things and people and wanting what you want and making it happen and forcing it. And it's like, you don't force it. Cancers actually have to learn to be more, in some cases, not in all cases, they need to be a little bit more like receptive and like a little bit more laid back. Because if you're trying to control things too much, you're living in that Capricorn shadow, which is your, you know, on the astrology wheel is your opposite, and that's your shadow. And Capricorns like their control. So if you have any planets in Capricorn, you may be dealing with a Capricorn, but I feel like you are trying to control things too much because you fear that if you don't do it or if you don't control it, then it's not going to happen. And this is also conflict, and it's gonna, wanting to control is gonna cause more conflict than just say having the faith and trust that things are gonna be all right and that it's gonna get done no matter what, okay? Capricorns have to kind of do things themselves. If they give things up to too many other people, things won't get done. But Cancers have to have faith that other people will be there to help them, that they can get through their situation, that they can depend on others to stand up for them. They can depend on others to help them and others to do what they're supposed to do. Okay, so, you know, Capricorns always like point out how somebody else failed to do something that they were supposed to do. Cancers, you don't need to point it out. Okay, you don't. You can let that go. There is perfection and imperfection, okay? And I know I'm going on about this, but in this position, there's something here about control, wanting control. Some of you are a little bit control freaks, okay? So I'm just saying this is something to keep an eye on because it actually blocks you, okay? In this position, it blocks you. And I feel like there's conflict within a partnership. It could be with this Knight of Swords person who may not be you, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Aquarius, I feel like there's a strong Cancer Aquarius connection here because you have the Queen of Swords crowning you. So that's another, usually that's a Cancer, sorry, usually that's a Capricorn or Aquarius female. And so actually it's interesting because both the Queen of Swords and the Knight of Swords have something in common. They are like going, they're looking out at in the same direction at the universe, and they're saying to the world, they're looking out at their window and they're going, try me, go ahead, make my day. You know, that's what they're saying. They're like, make my day, I dare you, you know. And then they go in with the words and they say blah, 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 blah. And they're sharp and they're harsh and they're like, you know, they're distrustful, they're bitter, and they're saying, you know, in a way they're kind of like aggressive. They're very aggressive and they're just like blocking. They're not allowing anything to happen. They're not allowing anyone in. They're not allowing situations to develop naturally. They are controlling. They are trying to make things happen in a way that they want, so they can control the outcome, so they don't get hurt ultimately. So I feel like a very strong air sign vibe here with you. You may have some strong Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, specifically Aquarius in your chart somewhere, your ascendant, your moon, something to make you very like, you know, but it also could be the phase that you're going through, but it's making you just be like, make my day, go ahead, make my day, you know. And you may be like this with a partner too. You may be like with a partner, like, go ahead, do your worst, you know, like try me, just try me, you know. And you may have a little bit of like sharpness, and you may have a little bit of all guns blazing, okay, in the beginning of May and mid-May. Towards the end of May, I feel like really it's about your focus is on money, and you may not be able to do what you want because you're concerned about money. There may be concerns about moving, wanting to move, but then you don't because you're like, no, I really just want to keep this house, or no, I really just want to stay in this apartment, or no, I really just want to stay living with this boyfriend who I absolutely can't fucking stand. Okay, so if this is you, you're blocking yourself, okay? And you may be literally blocked because you don't have the finances, but I feel like you do. I feel like you do, and because you have the 10 of Pentacles in the immediate future, I just feel like you're refusing to leave, or you're refusing to move on, because, and you're using money as an excuse. But I don't feel like that's the reality. I feel like the reality is you have money, and you're saying, you're crying, you're basically crying poor. You know, that's what a friend of mine used to call it. You're crying poor. You're saying, I can't move, I don't have the money, I'm worried about the money. But really, you have the money. You just don't want it. You just don't want to do it. You don't want to let go. You don't want to let go of comfort and security. So, some of you, you need, and I feel like it would be really, really good for you to move. To me, the moving card is a very positive card. The Ten of Pentacles is very positive. You know, you're headed in a good direction, but the outcome sucks. So I kind of want to get you to a point where you see, you know, how, you know, this is blocking you. And you may not realize it until the very end of May and be like, you know, Elizabeth was right. You're going to want to, in June, look back and watch this video and be like, yeah, okay, this was it. This was the vibe. This is what she was talking about. Because I talk to people all the time, even friends of mine. You know, they call me, a friend of mine calls me, she's like, I have a little oracle in my pocket. You know, like, she can ask you questions, whatever she wants. You know, she's a friend. And I was like, okay, so, you know, so I told her about a situation and she didn't believe me. And then later I was like, okay, so now when I read for you, you're going to believe me. This is what it means. You know, I said, that's what I said. And so, you know, to have a dead end means that you need to do something different than you're doing currently. To have a dead end in the reading, it means if you're like going through the maze of life and you hit the wall, you have to go back or sideways and figure out, okay, what other way do I need to go in order to go forward? Because I don't feel like you're going back. I don't feel like you're going forwards at the end of May. I feel like you're starting to go sideways. You're going to go sideways, and you're kind of have to rethink your plan, okay? For whatever reason, if you do have plans to travel or if you do have plans to move, I feel like for whatever reason, they may not go forward, okay? You may decide at the last minute you're not going to Alaska, or you may decide at the last minute, you know, you don't really want to take that trip to Canada, you know, or, you know, maybe you were going to go away on vacation, like an early vacation, in June, and it doesn't happen, okay? So for some reason, there's some element of not traveling, or there's some element of like changing at the last minute too, I feel. I don't know why, but I'm getting that, but, and those are just examples for places, but message me if those were places that you were planning to go. I feel like it's more warm, tropical, Caribbean. Some of you may be considering going on a cruise, but at the last minute not going. There may be some issue about getting your money back for something that you've purchased. Message me if that's the case. It may be something that you want to return. It could be actually like tickets to go on, like on the cruise that are non-refundable tickets or something like. I mean, I don't know how it goes. I don't know how customer service with cruise lines work, but I'm sure, like, I mean, you're dealing with like a lot of money there, so I'm sure they, you know, you have to go through a rough customer service situation in order to get your money back, if they allow it at all. So it's just something interesting. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I feel like you're going to have a difficult time returning something or getting your money back on something, okay? Which then may leave you, you know, poor, because, you know, you had to cancel the trip for some reason, and then you don't have the money. You're out that money. For whatever reason, you're out the money that you thought you were going to have, or the money that you did have. Now, the money is connected to divorce. So some of you are going through divorce, and there is money there, okay? Believe you me, that's what my mom always says, believe you me, there's money there, okay? So I want you to, if you're going through a divorce, bear that in mind, okay? But also, don't, like, if you were to get like a big chunk of change from a divorce, don't go and blow it, okay? Because I feel like some of you are like going to take that money and you're going to go do something really risky with it. You're going to go invest in some risky venture, and then it's all going to dissolve and it's going to go. You really want to be careful about investments this month, specifically towards, I want to say, the end of May, okay? I feel like you may not be paying attention to where your money's going towards the end of May, okay? And or it's just, to me, to have everything and then nothing, that tells me, you know, maybe it's buying a house too. You could be buying a house. Cancers have to be careful, because Cancers can get sucked into property. This may be an issue with some property. Like, you wanted to buy a house, and then whatever reason you had issues with a contract, and there was like $30,000 that was non-refundable part of like the down payment or something like that. And you don't want to get screwed. I'm just telling you ahead of time, just in case you go to buy a house, okay, towards the end of May. I feel like you need to be very, very careful about where your money is going, what you're buying at that time. Okay, and it's almost as if at the end of May, something is going to catch up with you. Either you have money and then you spend it all, or you know, your bills are piling up and you're not spending it at all. Okay, now you could have money going into this divorce and then come out with nothing too. Like say somebody's divorcing you and you're on the shitty, you're getting the shitty end of the stick in this case. Okay, Cancer. For those of you who are watching for a Cancer partner, I feel like some of you are. And you're going, you're like, yes, they're gonna get screwed. Okay, so some of you, that's where, I mean, I know it's like bad, like, where you think that, without picking that up. I mean, I know that you're laughing now, but you're just, it's kind of funny. To me, it's funny. So, yeah. Because you got the Five of Wands. I also pulled the Five of Wands, which is literally the shit card. I call it the shit pile of shit card. And there is, I mean, this is the shitty end of the stick, okay? Because this is literally, because we got the stick here, this is a lie, the sticking in the shit pile of shit. So really, someone's gonna get the pile. You don't want it to be you, Cancer. Okay, you don't want it to be you. Okay, but if you're watching for somebody else, you know you're really happy. You got a shit-eating grin on your face. Okay, I can feel it. I can tell. Okay, but anyways, the point here is, Cancer, if it is you, and I feel like you're dealing with several males. And I feel like just there's some kind of situation that's going to bring you to this point of poverty, or this point of worries about poverty. Again, some of you, it's not actual, it's just fear, it's worries, it's negativity, it's feeling overwhelmed. Some of you are recovering from illness. Some of you have some health problems that you're going to have to take care of and deal with towards the end of May. The Five of Wands also is someone who's running for the hills. So if you're dating, I feel like there's 3 guys here. And it could be all the same person, okay? I feel like, you know, and it could be, especially Cancer males, it could be you, okay? Cancer males, you may be running for the hills, not wanting a relationship, not wanting commitment. And if you're watching for a Cancer male, you got to watch out, because if you go into the relationship thinking that it's going to turn into something, let me tell you, it's not, okay? So you got the knights, the 2 knights here, the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords. And to me, they're different people. Usually they're different people. But it can be, say you, Cancer, you're the Knight of Swords, because yeah, I see, I mean, and I see both of them as Cancer sometimes, okay? Just different aspects of them, okay? But the Knight of Swords is has more air, you know, and then the Knight of Wands usually has more fire, okay? So they're going in different directions too. So, you know, this could be like a guy-guy situation too. You may have the hots for a guy, okay, if you were a guy. And, you know, it could be also your partner having a little bit of a wandering eye. You have to watch out for that too. So you have the 2 knights here who are usually younger. So you may be a younger Cancer dealing with these people. If you're like a younger Cancer female, you may be dating a couple of these guys. Now the Five of Wands dude is someone who's run for the hills. Someone who's like, you know, you were having a great time and then suddenly you can't get through. Suddenly you're like, what just happened? We were having sex 24 hours ago, let alone, no. Like, you're like, no, let me check my watch. We were just having sex 3 hours ago, and now I can't get through to him. I don't know where he is. I don't know what he's doing. And you were like, what's going on? Okay. Now, you may be chasing someone, okay? Or someone may be chasing you. And when I say chasing, pursuing, it doesn't have to be where someone's like, you're saying, no, I don't want you. And then the other person's like doing it regardless. I feel like chasing can be someone who's just pursuing you, trying to get into your pants, trying to date you, texting you, calling you, making some kind of effort to be around you, to talk to you, to get with you. So, so yes, there's that. Now, also what's coming in from the outside. I pulled 2 other cards to talk about, to see what else was going on regarding like the energies coming in, because I feel like your attitude is, well, I'm not gonna say it's not technically in the position of attitude, but I feel like your attitude is conflict, more aggressive, conflict prone, especially mid-May, even beginning in May. You're distrustful, you're conflict prone, you're conflict driven, you're arguments driven, and there's some element of paranoia and fear that you're going through. And this is also jealousy, you know, people being jealous of you, or people draining you. This is getting vamped by someone, you know, someone that you know that's not, their energy is not good. Followed by the 7 of Wands, okay? And the 7 of Wands is cycles of breaking up and getting back together, which would make sense because the Knight of Wands, okay, here he is. You know, the Knight of Wands jumps off his lion and runs through the hills, okay? That's what happens. He leaves it all behind, okay? That's the story. So I feel like there's arguments, you know, and then the 5 of Wands dude usually tries to come back at some point after, you know, you can't get through for several days to several weeks, and you're like, where the fuck were you? And he's just like, well, I was just like really busy, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. No, really what he was doing is he was banging some other chick, or trying to bang some other chick, hiding in his man cave, trying to figure out whether he wanted to be in a relationship or not, most of the time not. And so really he's just trying to figure out how to smooth over the situation or avoid this situation or whatever. This is the games. This is the text games, the text bullshit. Do not stay involved with this person if you are involved with this person. So for people that are single, okay, we've already talked about like what this could mean as far as for people that are going through divorce, but for those who are single, you may be just trying to make a decision about something, and you may just be very focused on money and wealth at this time. I feel like the clear message is for those of you who are going through divorce. I feel like you're going to come out with there is money to be had. For some reason, you might not actually come out with the money that you want. Going back to that, okay. But single people, you know, you may be focused on money, very, very focused on money. And towards the end of the month, for whatever reason, situations change. You may be very focused on career, and towards the end of the month, you may not have a job. You may be afraid that you're going to lose money too, and just be paranoid. Okay, again, there may not be actual loss here. Again, but there is the element of loss for everybody in the month of May. And I'm not sure why. Again, I feel like part of it is just clearing out, you know, making sure things come to an end. And actually it's interesting because, you know, your spread, things will kind of boil down to a certain point. And I feel like you're going to have to make some decisions towards the end of May about where to go next or what to do next, because you can't keep going down doing the same old thing. So whether a relationship is coming to an end, or whether something, I feel like for some of you, there's a lot of conflict with a specific person, and that relationship has to come to an end. Now, that might not be like a partner. It could be a friend. It could be a boyfriend or girlfriend. It could be just, you know, somebody in the family that's causing you strife and struggle, because Cancer, you know, Cancers have conflict in family quite a lot. So it could be a family member. Some of you have a twin brother. Okay, I don't know why I'm getting this, but some of you do. You have a twin brother. And I also feel like there's a twin sister here too for some Cancers. I don't know why. I'm feeling the twins vibe, both male and female. I feel like the brothers have a lot of fire in their chart, and the females have a lot of water. So more Pisces, a lot of Cancer, a lot of Scorpio even. More Pisces though. So you may be like a Cancer, Pisces. You and your sister might have Cancer and Pisces together. And when you come together, it's just like really intense. There is a lot to be said about going out and having fun. Despite all this madness that's going on, you need to hang out with girlfriends. It's really important for Cancers to have girlfriends and take time to just kind of vegetate and have fun with girls and go out and just, you know, have a glass of wine, you know, watch a movie, do something that's relaxing. Guys and girls, okay? Now, Cancer guys, you may be in a relationship with a Capricorn or Aquarius now, and you may later down the road be with another Cancer, or it could be also the Cancer too, like a Cancer, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces later down the road. But I don't feel like, I feel like going into June, there's going to be a lot of single people, because I feel like the married couples are going to be going through divorce. There's a lot of conflict in relationships if you're in one. I feel like a lot of you are going to be breaking up because you're in this breaking up and getting back together cycle. Some of you may not be breaking up for good, but you need to. And like some of you are going, yes, I know, but you're not going to do it. Not until the very final nail is nailed in and something really bad happens to you. And in which case then you will have to move on because you've gotten your heart broken. And I don't want to see that for you. I feel like that can be avoided, okay? If you leave now, you can avoid the inevitable. I feel like it's inevitable that you're gonna get your heart broken. Cancer's so sensitive that they get their heart broken when they, you know, they break their heart when they break a nail. Okay, it's very sensitive, you know. But it's not something that you can really control. Oh, you know, and some of you just you're not gonna be able to avoid it because you don't want to let go of a situation, and so nobody can help you. But some of you, it's just needing to move on. Now, this is a general spread, so. I want to say, I mean, this is going to be different for everybody, but I just feel like overall, singles, couples, whatever, you're going to be, you know, I still see singles staying single at the end of May, and I see couples breaking up. Or being in this pattern of conflict and drama, which you really don't need to be doing, and I would strongly recommend to avoid, because you're going to come out of it. Cancers, to me, do get the shitty end of the stick, okay? Not in every regard, okay? With regards to family, usually they have friends and family that are there to support them if they should choose, if they need them, okay? And they need to actually develop, and if they don't, then they need to develop a family of their own and have a family of their own. Usually, they get the shitty end of the stick when it comes to conflict, because they're so sensitive, they end up getting hurt, like I said. What's going to bring you the most happiness is by moving on from a situation. This is the Eight of Cups. This is moving on emotionally, moving away, and I do like to see this for Cancer. This is moving on emotionally from a situation that was unhealthy, okay, or troubling times. So to me, the thing is this is strange because it's sort of just hanging out there, like on its own, amidst all this chaos. So it's sort of just like you may actually feel very calm and very zen despite the fact that there's conflict and chaos around you. There may be conflict and chaos at work. There may be conflicts and chaos with, you know, your boyfriend or your girlfriend or their family. There may be conflict and chaos with your, you know, siblings. There may be conflict and chaos with, you know, like your parents too. This is the parental stuff. If you're younger, that, you know, your parents may be going through divorce as well. It may not be you. It could be your parents. Mother, father. I mean, the father, you know, got the Emperor in the recent past. You know, strong father figure. And then the Queen of Swords. So these could be your parents here that, to me, they are like pillars of society, you know, and I want to say they're very worried about you. They do worry about you. You do need to call them if it's at all possible. I feel like it's really important that you do so, especially for those of you who are younger Cancers. Really, really crucial to call them, okay? They may be a little bit Nazi-esque, like a little bit dominant, a little domineering, and you know, you may not want to talk to them, but for whatever reason, it's important for you to reach out to them. I don't know why I'm getting that, but I am. So I do like to see the Eight of Cups for you. Very positive. emotionally very positive, but it may be like a little blip on the radar, okay? It may be just like, despite all the chaos and craziness, you know, you're, for whatever reason, moving on from a divorce or situation. It's actually feeling really good to you to move on. But then you come out of it later down in May, early June, and you have bills to pay, you have other things you're worried about, you have health issues, you're stressed, you're very busy, and you can't really get as much done as you would like. Some of you have a lot of bills on your plate. Some of you have a lot of, like, some of you are in school, have a lot of, like, studying to do, excuse me. Maybe you're taking a lot of classes, but just as, you know, a lot of homework, a lot of things that are on your plate that you're trying to get through, okay? And it may seem towards the end of May that you're just not really able to get as much done as you would like, and that's okay. It's actually better for Cancers to go slowly. I do feel like there's this rushing energy, the 5 of Wands with the Knight of Wands. There's this rushing energy. Now, it may not be you. It may be somebody else that you're around, hanging out with, who's very, very go, go, go. I feel a very strong Gemini or Sagittarius vibe here, because Geminis can act like their shadow Sagittarius and be very, very busy, a little bit of ADD. And Sagittarius just naturally has that get up and go drive, okay? So you may have some planets in Sagittarius or Gemini, and you may be the guy who's very, very busy. You may be also a girl who's around somebody who's like that, or a girl that's needing to slow down and take a breather and take a breath and not like be rushing so much, especially going into June. This is rushing in, this is fools rushing into something. I just feel like it's more rushing around, okay? Going here, going there, driving here, driving there, and it's gonna wind you. You're gonna be winded at the end of May. At the end of May, you're going to need to relax. Take some time to relax. Take some time off where you're not, you know, you're not doing. You're not doing so much. I mean, I just feel like there is a lot of fire energy. So much fire energy that in a way you need to remember who you are, and you need to remember this energy, which is calm, cool, collected. Don't let anybody ruffle your feathers. Don't get wrapped up in drama. Don't get like, don't get just to the point where you want to lash out at somebody, or don't let things, it's hard for Cancers, and I shouldn't even say this. I was going to say don't let it get to you, but like my brother always used to say that, Beth, just don't let it get to you, and it always would get to me. So if something gets to you, fine, but try to go outside, try to get to some water, try to like take a bath, take a shower, wash it off, go for a swim if you can't get to the beach. Remember who you are. Remember that, you know, in a way, walk away. You can walk away from a situation. It's really hard for Cancers to do it, but I guess I want to say walk away, move on. Don't engage with that person. Don't talk to that person. Step away from the argument. Step away from the conflict. Step away from anybody who's trying to get to you. That's what I would say. That's like the biggest message. And I'm just going to leave off there. I feel like I covered pretty much everything. There is this Fool card in the center of everything, which I do feel is not necessarily you. I feel like it's an air sign female. If you are Cancer male and you're watching this for somebody else, or if, you know, you have a girlfriend or somebody, this may not be your girlfriend, but for some of you who are younger specifically, I feel like it is. And I feel like you're trying to make a decision whether to move on, and I would say move on, because I feel like there's a lot of conflict within there's a lot of conflict within that relationship. I feel like that relationship's going to come to an end. And the Fool card is, you know, it's taking a leap of faith, but in this case, the outcome is a negative. So whatever you're leaping into isn't where you're supposed to be. So evaluate risk. This is like evaluating risk at this time. It's, you know, how to evaluate risk. You know, really think things through. I do want to say that, because the Fool is not thinking. The Fool is just about to step off that ledge. So take a step back, get some perspective on your life and the situation, the people around you. Pay attention to where you're going and what's going on around you. I feel like that's really key, and I feel like that will serve you very well going into June. And that's all. So let me know if you'd like a private reading. Feel free to reach out to me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for liking, subscribing, and Google Plusing. I really appreciate it. And I will be back again. I am going to be trying to put out my sex and relationship videos for May, so stay tuned for those. I may not get those out really on time, most likely not, but I am going to try to get them out anyways. Definitely click subscribe. Hit the subscribe button so that you get notified when I do post my videos. I am trying to phase out my mid-month videos, but I'm trying to do as much as I possibly can. So I'm trying to do 3 sets. I usually post my general readings around the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd. The mid videos are on the 14th, 15th, 16th, or 17th. And then the sex and relationships whenever I can. So thank you guys again, and I will be back again, so stay tuned. And I send you big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye.